Breakthrough out of UVA Health could reshape how we understand and treat Alzheimer's disease. Researchers say they've uncovered a new target in the brain, one that could eventually help stop the disease in its tracks. Jacob Phillips is live in the studio with that breakdown. Jacob.
Yeah, Aaron, for decades, scientists have searched for answers to what causes Alzheimer's and how to prevent the mental decline that comes with it. Now, new research at UVA suggests the key may lie within our own immune system and how it responds to aging and damage in the brain.
Researchers at UVA's Harrison Family Translational Research Center recently discovered a molecule called STING, normally part of the body's defense system, being linked to harmful inflammation in the brain.
It's suggesting that this is a major pathway that drives cognitive decline. And
John Lukens is director of the research center. He says the discovery could be especially promising because STING doesn't just play a role in Alzheimer's, but also in other cognitive diseases.
This STING pathway by other groups has been shown to be important in ALS and even Parkinson's disease and other neurodegenerative diseases.
Lukens believes by better understanding how STING affects brain health, they can work toward therapies that slow or even stop cognitive decline.
If we can leverage pharmacological agents that target STING, this molecule that we discovered, that could potentially provide a strategy to limit Alzheimer's disease in patients.
Experts say it's early, but the results so far show strong promise for changing the future of Alzheimer's care. Live in studio, Jacob Phillips, 29 News at 5.